Subscribe and hit the bell icon to never miss an update from eTimes TV.
It's not that deliberately I'm staying away from TV, but I always wanted to keep my personal life very guarded, I would say, or very away from the kind of work that I'm doing. So she was a friend, and she's always been a friend, and we just thought that we decided to take this step, and it was a small knit uh, function that we did.
Mohit Raina, thank you so much for joining me at eTimes. How are you doing?
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Vicky. I'm doing good. How are you doing?
I'm fine. First and foremost, a big congratulations to you for your wedding. You really surprised us on the very first day of the year. So you have done your, fair share of web shows before. You did Kafir in 2019. You did Viral Wedding in 20. Then in 21, you did Mumbai Diaries. Are you gravitating towards OTT?
Well, from initially, because I don't come from I don't come from Mumbai, or I don't come from an acting family, or from someone whose family has been in the business. So initially, also, I never understood, and they were not obviously different avenues. So when I came, also, I always developed a relationship with the lens. I worked for the person who I became, or the character that I got an opportunity to play. It was never a conscious effort or a conscious step understanding that where it would lead, or it wasn't a strategy. I just wanted to be part of good stories. Now, what OTT has done and is doing is that different platforms are taking these stories, untold stories, and working on them, and you get to finish them in 3 months. You do a pre-production or a prep for 1 month, and for 2 months or 3 months you finish the shoot and you move on. So it is very satisfying creatively. I personally feel, as an actor, you're always hungry and greedy for different things. So I've always felt that as an actor, it's very satisfying for an actor to play different characters. In 3 months, 4 months, you play a doctor and you live that life, and you come back and you play a cop. You finish that life, you go and play a journalist. So you are getting to play so many roles, different roles, and those creative needs are satisfied. For that matter, you take Bhokal. It is an MX Player original. MX Player decided to take the story in their hands, and put it across in association with Applause Entertainment, and do it. Now, I very clearly remember that Applause in 2019, I think, when Applause was making this series, this show was the initial shows which got greenlit. There was like 10 to 12 shows in 2018 or 19. Applause was working on. But you see, three years down the line, Applause is today one of the biggest studios that we have, and they are doing like you name it. They have the best series rights with them, and they are making the best of the content. And yes, I think as an actor, it's really satisfying that you get to play different roles in a short span of time.
I asked you this question with reference to, your shift from television, because since a long time we haven't seen you doing TV, because that's where you originated largely from. So,
True.
Is there a conscious decision now to not do TV?
Well, yes, I would say it's not a conscious decision not to do it, but TV, obviously, for its obvious reasons, the kind of platform it is, and the kind of working atmosphere it is, it requires a lot of a time commitment. It requires at least a year of commitment for a nice series to be made, and it's. I would say the consumer over there is very different than the consumer over here, because earlier there used to be only TV and films. Now there's the gap. There's a bridge in that gap now, which is OTT. So in television, the consumer is very different. So I'm not ready right now to dedicate myself for a year or for 2 years for one story. Wherein luckily, with God's blessing and with the love of the audience, I have this option or this opportunity of finishing 6 to 7 characters in that span of time, and getting to work with different names in the industry. So I think I'm really enjoying this space, but it's not that deliberately I'm staying away from TV. I'm just enjoying this space. Yes, obviously, when there will be a limited series of, like, say, maybe 5 6 months in television, I will just jump into it.
So you mentioned about creative needs earlier. So what you're actually saying now in your previous answer, perhaps, was that your creative needs are getting more satisfied on the OTT platform compared to what, if you compare to the previous times when you were doing television, and you're feeling more satiated.
No, so the creative needs were getting satisfied over there as well. That's not the point. The point is the commitment was long. You had to be committed to one particular project for at least a year and a half, 18 months, But so you are
तो उसमें
enjoying.
अगर आप 17-18 महीने अगर मे बी ज्यादा भी अगर आप कमिट कर लेते हो, तो क्या आप बोर हो रहे थे एक स्टेज पे?
हाँ, नहीं, बोर नहीं हो रहे थे, बस सेम आपके पास ऑप्शन है कि सेम 18 महीने में आप 4 जिंदगियां जी लो, आप 5 जिंदगियां जी लो. So obviously anybody would utilize the same amount of time in living 5 lives rather than living one life. So अगर OTT नहीं होता, अगर ये ऑप्शन नहीं होता, अगर ये OTT का रेवोल्यूशन नहीं हुआ होता, so I think I would have really enjoyed doing that. So it's about getting the opportunity and getting the chance to enjoy those 18 months.
I don't know whether you read the comments which you got on 1st January. They said Shiv Parvati ki jodi aayi hai when you got married to Aditi.
Yeah.
And
these
are very, very touching, sweet comments. So please do tell us about your wife, where you met her, and how did this happen so suddenly? I mean, nobody knew about it. You kept it as a secret. Were you dating her for some time?
I've always been like that, for some reason, for someone who comes from a small town of Kashmir and who came to understand this world of glamour and glitz. I had seen how my family was, or how predominantly I had seen my close knit people. They always kept their personal life very, very different and very, very, I would say, very they never mixed them with other things. And I think because I've grown up in that atmosphere, and when I came in the industry, and I realized that I am someone who likes to keep his personal life very away. When my father was alive, I used to get a lot of calls from different platforms and different reality shows to get to shoot a sequence with my father on Father's Day. Then I used to get a lot of requests from different people to that we want to shoot something on Mother's Day, with you. So it wasn't only limited to romance, I would say, but I never did that, because I always wanted to keep my personal life very, very guarded, I would say, or very away from the kind of work that I'm doing, So be it my brother, be it my sister, be it my mother, or be it when my father was there, I was never open and very comfortable with the idea of doing this, So that's one of the reasons that I stayed away from that. And continuing that thing, when I decided to, to tie the knot and decided to take this step, I just followed my gut, and my gut.
But where did you meet Aditi first? Where was that moment?
Well, we met through common. So she's a friend. So we are friends, and I personally feel friendship is the base of everything in today's time. If you speak to any mother or any father, they will tell you that in today's time you cannot be a father or a mother to your son or your daughter, to your children. You have to be a friend. So I personally feel, I very firmly believe in that. A friendship has to be the base or core of anything. The ground, what you get, जो नींव कहते हैं, जो वो बहुत base उसकी strong होनी चाहिए. So I think friendship can be that. So she was a friend, and she's always been a friend, and we just thought that we decided to take this step, and it was a small knit function that we did, and it wasn't a planned thing to to do it on first. I was. It wasn't like I always didn't. I hadn't expected that it would be received with so much love and so much love. So it was really, really gratifying. But yeah, I think like, this just makes you realize that kind of love people have for you, and you just can only return that love with doing good work and entertaining them. So my heart is filled with gratitude, but only gratitude.
The best thing you like about Aditi is?
She's my friend.
So one is she's a friend.
Oh.
Okay.
I think that's the most important. She's what can I say? I think she also loves fitness and she loves eating. So we are like we really have these two things. She likes to indulge in different cuisines, and I am also a person who loves eating, and at the same time she is into fitness also. So I think these small things have always been common. So I think yeah.
Plans to start a family soon?
Well, I'm not. I mean, I haven't. I don't know. I haven't really thought about it. I think because we really haven't got much time to travel because of the last 2 years in COVID, and all this the restrictions. Things have been very, very difficult for everyone. So I think not right now. Maybe let's see in future.
Thank you, Mohit. Thank you. And I must conclude by saying that you underestimated your popularity. You were saying that you were overwhelmed in not so many words by the comments which you got on your wedding. But that's because you are a very, very popular actor.
Thank you so much, Vicky. That's really sweet of you. But at times you don't really because there were so many big weddings happening around. So I hadn't really thought that people would really be taking it in with so much love. So I'm just happy and glad.
Yes, there were a lot of Bollywood weddings happening around your wedding. But as I said, and I repeat, you're a very, very popular actor. Keep up the good work and stay in touch.
Thank you so much, Vicky. Thank you so much.